In this video, we're going to see how to use Excel's pivot table feature to construct a crosstabs that will help us explore the relationship between two categorical variables. In this data set, we have information about a bunch of former students. We have demographic and categorical information about them, like gender, nationality, their undergraduate major, and then we also have quantitative information, salary information, and even some standardized test score information. So what we're going to do is construct a crosstabs to investigate the relationship between undergrad major and gender. All right, so that's two categorical variables. To do this, we're going to start by creating our pivot table. All right, so we're going to click on the Insert tab and then click Pivot Table. And Excel is going to make a guess about what data we'd like to analyze, and usually it's going to guess the entire field of data that's in the worksheet, which is what I'm going to use this time. And then I have to tell Excel where I want the output for my pivot table. Where do I want my pivot table to exist? So I'll click, I want it to exist in the existing worksheet, and then choose a location. I'll have it start up here in cell M1. And then I click OK. Let me scoot this over so we can see our pivot table and our work area for our pivot table also. So what do I want to do? Well, I'm going to try and construct a crosstabs that's going to capture the relationship between undergrad major and gender. So I think the way that I'd like to do it is to get my row headings to be undergrad majors. So I'm going to click undergrad major and just drag that over to rows. And I want the column headings to be gender, male and female. So I'm going to drag gender over to columns. And what I'm going to see now is the basic table that I'm going to have filled in. So I've got my row labels of my different majors and my column labels of my different genders. And now I need to get my counts in here. So what do I want to count? Well, I want to count the number of students, and the students are identified by their ID number. So I'm going to count the number of students. That means I'm going to drag that student ID column heading down into this values field. So I'll click and drag that down here, and I see some humongous numbers over here, so I've got to ask, what's going on? Well, if I look down here at what's going on, I see that in my values I've got sum of student ID. So what's it doing? It's summing up the student IDs of all these different majors and female or male, right? All the different majors and genders. So that's not what I wanted to do. I don't want it to sum up the student IDs. I want it to count the student IDs. So I'm going to click there and choose Value Field Settings. And I'm going to switch this from being the sum to a count. All right? So I want it to count those student IDs, not add them up. And I'll click OK. And now I've got a nice table full of counts. So I see that there are, for example, 178 female marketing students and 322 male marketing students, and so on, right? And we've got totals down the bottom row and totals down the rightmost column. And that is how I create a crosstabs by using Excel's pivot table feature.